Nice to be back in the seat. I took the family on the maiden voyage of our new vessel, the Lille Alley K. We had a real fun weekend, slept aboard. The kids had a blast. It was lots of fun. Back in the seat, the captain's exhausted, but had a great time. Stock market, what's happening from here? Well, I started by, rifling through my Twitter feed this morning, and I saw this wonderful quote. Wonderful story. The headline was, market has four, sell catalysts that are all coming together, in the near future. Something like that. So like that type of a headline, I just absolutely love on a Monday morning. Let's just build the wall of worry. The beauty, and I say this in all humility, of the ARMR investing way is that I don't predict the markets. You don't predict the markets. We don't care about trying to predict the markets using a bunch of disparate information and coming up with some picture. That's a guaranteed way to underperform the market. If you're going to do that, you may as well just own the S&P and forget it. Because we're never going to know the direction of the market. And I say that freely. I don't know. And it's the freedom of admitting that I don't know the direction of the market that allows me to commit capital correctly by simply putting money to work when the probabilities are in our favor and rewards are worth the risk. We use ARMR algorithms to help us do that. So we're putting money to work 4 weeks ago, right? We're aggressively putting money to work 3 weeks ago, risk monitor green. Now the market's making all-time new highs. People are trying to figure out what to do. We already have alpha. So now we shift to managing success. And I'm going to touch on a topic in a minute that Spot Gamma brings up that I think it's worth having a discussion on. But let's just look at the markets real quick. Okay, this is the S&P. We can see it really, it's a nice consolidation for the last month or so. So the real question we have here is, don't forget, guys, number one, most important fact about this week, quadruple witching on Friday. Okay, so before I delve into looking at chart patterns, what does that mean to me? Quad witching on Friday. It means usually there'll be violent volatility the following week, right? So by Friday's close, next week, we should get some aggressive action in the market. And again, I'm not predicting the direction. I don't know. It could be an aggressive blowout to the upside. And you say, well, Brett, last week you predicted that, that was going to happen into 4th of July weekend. That's just a guess I make. I don't run money based on that. Okay. So I hesitate to even say that, but it's true. I said last week, I think the market's going higher. Everything is set up. There's a wall of worry. ARMR algorithms are all working together. So as long as that picture remains, where all the 8 indexes with their ARMR algos are all telling us to put money to work, so that's confluence, as long as that picture remains, I remain bullish. I don't care what the stories are around me. Now, if we start to get some of those indexes hitting stops, I'll change my tune, right? So normally the market will run into 4th of July weekend, but I'm not the only one that knows that. So if a bunch of institutions all decide to front run that and start dumping ahead of time, the market won't run. So that's why you can't take a particular piece of historical data and run your money that way and force your will on the market. I don't know. So I just throw out the prediction for the fun of it. But between you and me, I make my decisions and I manage my success. And I share this ARMR investing way with you by looking at the algorithms. If they're all working in tandem, which they are right now, I'm my most bullish. When they start getting stopped out, I'll start getting bearish. Does that mean there'll be a couple days where I lose money? Yeah. I'm not trying to top tick the market. I don't know where the top tick is. Most people who I've ever met who try to top tick the market miss an incredible bull market. They top tick it constantly. And then they'll shout at you on YouTube or wherever on CNBC when the market finally goes down how right they are. But nobody holds their feet to the fire and says, did you miss the entire bull market? And now you're telling me you called the top? It's such a waste. So we're focusing on running our money, using algorithms. We've got confluence. Things are going higher. As long as that continues, great. So quad witching on Friday, to me, means that the following week we should see acceleration in the market, right? If we don't, we'll have to read and react. So let's look at the market here. S&P, I'd like to see it break out, but quad witching tells us that typically the week of quadruple witching, in fact, the week of options expiration, you usually get a tight trading range. There's so many puts and calls that are at these levels, and spot gamma helps us understand where they are in the S&P. Something like 42.25 to 42.75. I think the call wall rolled higher, which is bullish, okay? But you have that tight band. So this week, if the market rips higher, let's say Monday morning through 42.75, you don't chase that. You expect the market to come back down before Friday and get back into that band. Vice versa, if the market plummets below 42.25, maybe hits 4,200, you don't panic because you expect the market to rally back before the end of the day into that band. So this is a mean reversion week. We can create alpha by finding pockets in the market that are not just market stocks, right? So big cap tech, NASDAQ 100 looks great, but you better believe if I'm adding something, I won't be chasing. I'll be looking to buy, let's say Square. I want to own Square. I want to own it on weakness. If it opens higher, I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to see if I get some weakness at some point in the next few days, brings it down to the right level, boom, then I put the position on. All right. So there's the market. We'll see if it breaks out. If it breaks out early in the week, I'd be suspect. If it, comes down a little bit, that's fine, whatever. We asked 2 weeks ago for the ARK funds to begin to produce, right? I said to you guys, if this bull market is going to really, mature, we need to see the innovators take off. So they had a great week last week, and we really need to see it follow through, right? If we get a follow through on these ARK funds, then I'll get even more bullish on the market. And I'm going to look at the IBD 50 as a confirmation. The two, I'd like to see the two kind of break out together. I don't know what all that drawing was. All right. I can get the two to break out together. That would be great. So IBD takes out the highs here and ARK takes out the highs up here, or I should just say it already took them out. So it just needs to accelerate. Then we got a ball game. And so that brings me back to what stocks, what pockets of strength could we be shifting our portfolio to really build alpha? And it looks to me like small cap, mid cap, biotech is just in the sweet spot right now.